What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new video on the channel. Welcome to another Wheelspin video. It's actually been a little while since I've done one of these videos, but I thought we could try it in today's video and see what happens. I have no idea what to expect out of this video here. Obviously, the Wheelspin videos, if you guys are new to the channel and you're new to the series, you know what's going on here. Basically, I spin the Wheelspins, whatever car I get, I have to use, and then I'll spin them again. If it's a normal wheel spin, or in the same wheel spin, if it's a super wheel spin, it'll also determine the budget that I'll have to use to build said car. And a lot of the time I take all of these out on, well, more recently I started taking all of these out on open racing or open drifting or whatever, and then basically trying to see if I can beat these people with these bad tunes, or I guess these very underpowered and very, I guess, not great tunes, which is what's funny about these builds. But yeah, let's get started. Spin the wheel spin. Whatever car I get, I have to use. If I get money, I have to go again, pretty much. Like this. Until I get a car. And then the spin after that will have to be what determines the budget that I get. I could get something like this for my budget, or I could get something bad, which is around 20k. So what people have told me as well in the past, that if it's 10,000 or under, I should try spin again and add that on top of my build, because usually with around 10k you can't really do much when it comes to building a car. You can barely change the suspension on it, you know what I mean? So if I get like, you know, a grand or something like that, I can't really build anything. Monte Carlo's good. Monte Carlo is very good. Okay, so let's do a nice little spin here. We'll add that to my garage, so that'll be a car to use. We'll do a spin here. If I get another car, then I'm just going to have to sell it and then use that as the budget. So 17,500 is our budget for the build. The S15 would have been nice, but we're using the Monte Carlo instead. That's pretty much what we ended up getting here. So I tried to think, is this gonna go well? I don't know if it is. Oh, I don't know. Okay. I have a few of these. Obviously, this one being 396 is brand new. This is the one we're gonna have to use. Oh god, it's D class, boys. It's D class. 17,500. I'm barely keeping up with regular traffic. Here's the thing, though, right? Building this thing for online drifting or racing or whatever, like, what can I actually build this thing for, right? Let me go into custom racing here. So I can go all the way down to the B class if I pick road racing. If I pick dirt racing as well, I can do that. So any of these can go all the way down to the B class. Okay. So B class is the lowest that I can keep this thing on. Oh man, this is just not gonna go well, is it? We're at D class with this car. And I have 17 grand to make it better. Right. Well, I feel like it has the power. The only thing, I feel like it weighs a lot, though. How much does this thing actually weigh? Let's have a look here. Actually, no, it doesn't. 1.5 tons. 180 horsepower, all the power going to the rear wheels. 305 newton meters of torque, though. I feel like we're going to be struggling with tires here, so I was just going to say, as soon as we change the tires, I think this is just going to rocket up in the class. Which I think it's definitely needed for this car. I'm going to use it for racing. I was going to say we could try use this thing for something else, maybe drifting or something like that. But I mean, even then, I have to bring the cars. I think it's only, is it S1 and S2 cars that you can only drift in? Like, I don't think there's anything less than that. You can't go into A class or B class or anything for online drifting. So it has to be racing. And it has to be at the very, very least B class. I mean, our handling goes up by 0.2 if I just bring this thing up to that, but it also goes up by so much in price. Like 5 grand we have to immediately spend on tires. Like, that's huge. I might have to, though. I might have to. I don't think I'll be able to, like, do this and then not bring this guy up into the class that we need. Also, weight reduction. I did say in one of my, or people have told me in the previous video that weight reduction shouldn't actually count as part of the thing, because you're just removing things out of the car. Even though technically in the game it actually does count as, you know, you paying money. So I guess I'll do it in this video. I'll basically not count weight reduction as a deductible, if that makes sense. So for people that want to bring it back and basically count it as a deductible, I'm more than happy to re-put it in again. But I've been told by some people to not count it, pretty much. So brakes I'm going to leave alone, even though I think it might be a mistake. Gearbox as well. I feel like we need to change this thing because it's going to be so bad. I'm pretty sure this is on a 4-speed transmission. Or we could just buy the final drive and then we can just adjust that instead. And it doesn't cost as much, as it only costs 1,600. We could do that. Diff, I think we need, because this is just stuck on an open diff. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think, like, what can we do to bring this thing up into the classes that we need? I mean, it's 5 grand for that. And 5 grand for any piece of aero. Oh, how am I going to bring this up into B class? That is the question here. Weight reduction should do quite a big job, actually, if I think about it. So, if I leave that on standard... again, I don't think it needs a lot of power. I definitely do need that. I definitely think it needs better brakes, though. Honestly, I feel like this thing is gonna struggle a lot if I just keep it on these tires with terrible brakes. This is usually fairly cheap to add more power to it, so we could probably just do this. It's only 1,800 to twin turbo this thing. What tires did we end up going with? Was it the 5,000 tires or was it the... Yeah, it is the sports tires pretty much. Okay, we're 11,750. I mean, we don't really have too much more to go. It's, what was it? It was 17.5, wasn't it? That was the cost of our car. Again, power-wise, I don't really know. Maybe cams we could change. It'll give us a little bit more power. Not by much, but it will give us a little bit more power. 293. Interesting stuff. What about tire width? I feel like this thing might still struggle with grip, actually. This thing, it's only on 215s now. Nah, it's gonna go up way too much. Is this gonna replace the current tires that I have? No, it's not. I was gonna say, because sometimes if you change tire compounds or something, I think it's turbos or something, it'll replace the amount, so it doesn't actually show the proper amount. So I think we might be done here in terms of building this thing. I don't think there's much more that I can change on it. What's this? 800? 600? We'll put that on. I think we're pretty much stuck there. Flywheel. 800. That's, again, too much here. Okay, I guess we'll leave it there. And then I'm going to do, like I said, the weight reduction at the very end. Which, obviously, will bring it up past our threshold. But this actually brings it pretty much at the close to the top of B class. Which is very, very good. The only issue is now... the only issue here is now trying to find a game for B class racing. It is for road racing as well. So B class, oh, it's gonna be so hard to drive. I can already tell. I can already tell. The diff is the one thing that I didn't end up changing on this car, but I guess I'll just have to sort of work around it. See, this is the problem with having like a little budget. Oh man, I somehow have to build this thing to be an absolute beast. I don't think this is gonna do 180 miles an hour, so I'm just gonna lower this quite a bit just so its acceleration is much better. Okay, we'll keep it at 140 something. I'm gonna try find the game. Alright, I'm entering this. Let's see what happens. I don't know how many people I'm actually gonna get to drive against here. Especially B-Class, because I searched for this specifically. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't think I'm gonna be put, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I'm gonna be put straight into a race, so I think I'm gonna have to wait for these people to finish theirs. Oh man. I feel like I'm gonna struggle so much here. I feel like I'm gonna get absolutely slaughtered by people in lighter cars driving much quicker than me. I just don't see this thing winning anything. Not from the way I built it. But sure, we'll see. Actually doesn't really handle too bad. Grip wise. See, like I can take corners pretty well with it. It's not bad. It's a little underpowered, obviously. And I don't know what the meta cars are in like B class and stuff like that, but it's boring to just keep driving meta cars. But the car handles pretty nicely though. Okay, this is gonna be a slaughter fest. I think I'm gonna get absolutely destroyed here by everyone else. I say that now so you guys can keep your expectations low. Okay, I'm actually kind of excited. I don't know what to say. I don't know how I'm gonna do. Oh man. Oh my sweet Jesus! What is that? Okay, at least we got a lot of people to race against. Nice. Nice. Okay. Sentra, NSXs, Civics. Quite a weird array of cars here. But that's okay. Sprint race though. I don't know how this is gonna work with my crappy top speed, but then again I don't really have a lot of power. Probably should have played manual with clutch as well. I feel like that would have been a better idea with this car, because the gear changes are horrifically slow. That's okay. Alright, we caught one of them. I think that's the poor guy that just didn't have a tuned car at all. I think it was just low B class. Goodbye, Sentra. Okay, cannot take that corner without lifting. Noted. Listen, boys, we're still testing. We're still testing here. Caught a lot of understeer. It's fine. I'm still in it. I'm still in the race here. Nice. Clean corner. Clean corner. I think I'm catching him. I think I'm catching. Probably shouldn't have slowed down for that corner. I definitely need to slow down for this corner. Okay. I think there are some people that just got ahead so far that I'm never catching them. But that's okay. Yeah, manual clutch would have been, well, clutch in this. At least I'm not falling behind. That's pretty mad. I mean, I did kind of tune the car a little bit. Did he miss the checkpoint? Yep, he did. I saw that. I was just waiting for him to disappear. Okay. Catching the Sentra again. I don't know why he's taking these horrible lines, but I caught him. Oh man, this is so slow. Probably just should have added just a lot of power. I honestly think that if I had worse tires than this, I don't think I would have driven as good as this. Because right now, I feel like even now it's struggling with like understeer. The car's built fine though, right? Like I can take corners. It's just the weight of the car and the... Okay. I'm catching the other guys as well now. Oh, sort of. It's a bit late. I didn't even pay attention to see if... Was this the last event or is it the second event? Because I'm down to try one more run. Maybe on a different track. Listen, it's not terrible, right? I wouldn't class this thing as terrible. There's obviously better ways to build this thing, but I think you need a bit of a bigger budget here to be able to build this thing properly. It's also just not a very good car in general. I think I needed, like, if I had wider tires, I think I would have done such a much better job here. And I think I probably could have added the wider tires too if I had more money. And, like, the class wouldn't really go up by that much. You know? I think that would help a lot. Okay. I'm pretty far behind the Civics. Both of the Civics literally just dominated this, and so did the Integra. Or whatever, the RSX. Just pretty much all the Hondas are ahead. Pretty much all the Hondas are just ahead. Okay. So this means... Okay, so that was, I think, the third one. Yeah, that was the last one. Okay, that's fine. At least we tested this thing out. Let's do a different car, because I feel like I'm gonna... Yeah, I mean, like, that Civic's so cool. Let's do a different car, and let's try something else. Hopefully we can get something in, like, A class, or at least if we have a lot of money, we can build something for B class, but, like, you know, build it to the peak of B class, so the money isn't really an issue, it's just our driving that'll be the issue, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? So, like, I'll add the best possible parts for it. Like, here I had to pick and choose what I added, so we don't have to, you know, to kind of go over budget. Even with the weight reduction as well being added on. I still feel like we struggle a bit. That's okay though. That's fine. Let's move on. Alright, let's try super wheelspin this time. So this is a bit different, right? If we get multiple cars, then the car that's the furthest to the left is the one that we're going to end up using as our build. And the rest of the build, or sorry, the rest of the spin will count as our budget. So even if we get another car, we sell that, we get our budget and whatever the other thing is. We got a GTI. And then pretty much, what was it, 30 or 42 and a half? Right? Am I right in saying that? I actually kind of like this. So we got ourselves a GTI, which is good. And then a 17 and a half, which we sell, plus the 25. Yeah, 32 and a half grand. 32 and a half grand to tune and build a Mark 1 GTI. I'm actually kind of excited for this because I like the Mark 1 GTI. I think it'll drive really, really well. It's also D-Class. We could build a actual B-Class monster here with this thing being super, super light. Oh, I'm actually kind of excited for this. I'm very excited for this. This could work out really well. This could be like the opposite of what we just had before. 30-something grand is more than enough, I think, to build this thing. I kind of want to make it all-wheel drive. Do I need to though, or do I just build it as a front-wheel drive? Oh, I don't know. Tires are very expensive, of course. I mean, putting slick tires versus the non-slick tires, it still costs the same amount of money, which is very weird. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted. I mean, doing that plus the all-wheel drive swap on this thing, that's 20 grand of my money literally gone. But I think the grip of this thing is going to go up drastically if I do that. And then we have another 12.5 grand to just build on power. I think we could do that. Let's do that. I think I'm confident in that. So we do that. And then... Oh, that's the wrong thing. What the hell did I say I was going to do? Oh yeah, tires. I'm dumb. That plus slick tires brings it into C-Class. And that's 20 grand pretty much gone. Yeah, now we just sort of work on power. Weight reduction again is just going to be a little bit of an extra. I do want to give it some race suspension though, because I think we can adjust those pretty nicely. So we do that. We can upgrade our brakes. We don't really have to give it the ceramic brakes, but we can upgrade our brakes a little bit. I think our tires are going to be good for that. A diff I think we definitely need, so 2.5 grand for that. Transmission, do we need that? No, we don't, because we already bought the all-wheel drive system. So now we just build on power, right? That's pretty much it. A turbocharger, I think, again, or the twin turbo, is only 1800, which will give us quite a beefy amount of power. So let's put that on. And now we work again on increasing that power. So we do that. How much power does this go up by? 23 and 39. What about the exhaust? This brings it all the way up into A-Class. Ooh, wait a second here, boys. Wait a second. Wait a second. Do I go ahead and get rid of this then? We could keep it as a front-wheel drive. If I keep it as a front-wheel drive, then I can buy a diff and we can adjust that. But then I also have to buy the transmission as well, which is another 2,400. But it is cheaper if I buy the transmission and a diff versus if I make it all-wheel drive and then I just drive better pretty much by... Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's keep this thing front-wheel drive. And then a race diff as well there. Which means now that we can do a little bit better here in terms of our... See, the only thing is now, even though I will end up spending money on building the power of this thing, we can't really do weight reduction because it'll just jump our class up by so much. I mean, everything we do right now, it'll jump our class up. Maybe we don't need slick tires. Maybe we go with some semi-slicks instead. I mean, our grip goes down just slightly though. Not by too much. What's our wheel size? 185s. We'll probably keep the 185s. Let's do some little mods here. That. Exhaust. 27,450. We could do that. What about aero? Aero should bring it down, right? I would like a bit of aero on it. Should work in our favor. Ooh, yeah, nice. That drops it down by a lot. We're already at 37 point something now. Unfortunately, though, with this aero. But it does drop our PI class down by a lot if I do this. I don't know. Maybe don't do it, I guess. I don't know. We're pretty much done. This is 32.5 grand. Do I leave it like this? 195 horsepower. It's at the top of B class. You can't like bring it into A class because A class is just going to be too slow. It's just basically going to just slightly dip into A class, if that makes sense. And we won't be able to do too much with it. The good thing about this car is that it's really lightweight. So I think going into corners and just basically acceleration is going to be really slow. But going into corners kind of just means that we won't really have to slow down too much when it comes to those. It is a 6-speed as well, so we can probably utilize that. So we can have slightly faster acceleration. Bring those gear ratios up like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to build this thing and then build a diff for it and everything, so I'll be right back and then we'll search for a game. We'll probably get put in the same lobby, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you boys, I actually really like the way this drives already. It's super, super lightweight and it changes direction so quickly. And not only that, but like, you just go into corners, you just don't really have to lift off at all. Okay, we're in some 2 circuit races and a sprint race. I'm actually really excited. Front wheel drive is definitely the better way to go. Oh, I don't need all wheel drive for this at all. Okay, hopefully this isn't the final race. Okay, it's 3 out of 3 laps. I think that skyline could be quick. I mean, this is pretty quick too. Compare this thing to the Monte Carlo. This drives like a little rocket compared to it. It's pretty mad. See, like, you can slow down just the tiniest bit for corners, but then you can just keep your speed up and keep going. The longer corners, you just don't have to do anything. You just keep your finger planted down, and you just floor it around every corner. Here again, you just dab with the brakes to get the front end to come in, and then that's perfect. I really like this thing. I don't know about the skyline though. I feel like I might lose to the skyline. Okay, this could be really, really close. Come on, I really hope that we have like quite a lot of people now to race with. What about launching this thing? Wait for this thing to go back to 0 and then pretty much... Okay, I don't really have to worry about that. It's a little slow off the line obviously, but sure, we'll see. Right, straight into it. Nice, I like it. Okay, a lot of different types of cars here. Okay, everything's maxed out B-class except for me. I do like this track, I know this track a lot. Again, I think the Civics are just gonna do really well. I think the Civics... I think any, like, little car I think is gonna do well, which is a good thing, because I'm in one. Okay. I'm a little behind because of the wheel spin. The front wheel drive wheel spin. Okay. Okay, just a little tap off the wall. High speed corners, it looks like everyone's just sort of doing very similarly. I'm only behind right now because of the way I launched this thing. A lot of wheel spin. Ooh, okay. I'm really catching these guys up in the slower corners. I didn't mean to bump that guy like that. I didn't mean to like put myself in front of him though, just so I can get a better position, but I didn't mean to like just straight up crash into him. Which is my mistake. Oh, I'm getting a big push here. Okay, he's crashed into the wall. I don't think that counts. I think it's just like me where I tapped off the wall. Come on. As soon as we get to the tighter corners, I'm having these guys. Look how much I'm gaining on these guys with the tighter corners. Oh, and then the power is where I'm struggling. The power is where I'm struggling. Come on. We need a tighter track. Something in the city. And I think this would be a sick car for that. These like long corners here. I know I don't have to slow down, but like I don't have the power to go faster than what I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? So I'm struggling a little bit to keep up with these guys in the higher speed corners. Which kind of sucks. And that's why these guys behind me are They're catching me. I can hear them. Changed down a gear by accident there. I didn't mean to. This Porsche's all over the shop. Like I missed the checkpoint. Beautiful cornering. Beautiful, right at the very end. I knew the Skyline was going to get me. I knew it. That was such a close finish. 4th place. That was a super close finish though. Let's have a look at those times. 302.265. You got 302.290. Mad. Look at those lap times as well. Best lap. Okay, I'm at the bottom. But this is, I think, the second one? By the looks of things, nobody's got over 40 points. I'm pretty sure it's the second race. Okay, we'll do one more with this car because I actually really like it. I think it could do better. Okay, this was a sprint race, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it is. Okay, so is this is this the same sprint race that I did with the Monte Carlo? I can't remember. Is it? I think it might be. Not sure. We'll see how this thing handles it like. If it's the same one. Slightly better launch this time around. Obviously everybody is going to overtake me because everybody has more power. Probably should have given this more power. This is flying through these corners, man. I just don't have to slow down. But I don't think they do either, but looks like they're going very wide here. Okay. Just initial acceleration left me behind, but I think I'm still keeping up with a lot of them. Which isn't bad. Here, obviously, everybody needs to slow down, so we'll see how this works. Oh, I messed up. I didn't see the wall. I thought I could just keep going. That slowed me down so much. That is a crucial mistake. I can't believe I made that. I really cannot believe I made that. I didn't see, man, because of smoke. No. No, 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 no. I think for B class, you just kind of need that, like, lots of power and lots of grip. That's pretty much it. I don't think I needed to buy all the race suspension and all that stuff. I feel like that's just such a waste of money. Probably should just give myself more power instead of all the race suspension and stuff. It drives really well. It's just the lack of power is embarrassing, pretty much. I'm just being left in the dust. Especially now we're going uphill as well. Yeah, this is sad. I'm at the very back. I did so much better in the last race. And then this one I'm just struggling. I mean, listen, this thing is front wheel drive, so I think it drives, well, it definitely drives better than the Monte Carlo. It's just really, really slow, especially compared to the Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo just kept gaining speed, and this thing just isn't. Well, I guess we can call it there. I like the car. It's alright. I think, again, if I had more money, because, again, we got limited by the budget. And you could say, oh, no, you didn't. You built it pretty much just the top of B-Class. Yes, I did, but I didn't really pick the parts that I kind of wanted. Alright? I would have given this thing quite a lot more grip. Or at least the aero. I don't know. I don't know. Because, again, some of these races are also built so you have... What is this guy doing? There's no way he spun out at the end. Did I come 6th? Did he spin out or did he crash at the end? I think he might have just crashed at the end. Someone might have pushed him into the wall or something. I can't believe I didn't come last. Alright. Well, I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching today's video of these terrible, terrible builds. I mean, again, I think for B-Class, you just need power. You need more power and grip. This whole lightness thing is good and all. It's fine for some of the corners, but not every corner. It just looks like I'm struggling for a lot of them. Anyway, that was it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm definitely down to build some more cars in the future. And if you like the Wheelspin videos, then of course subscribe. You can see more of them on the channel whenever they get uploaded, alongside with all the other videos. But yeah, again, that's it. I'll speak to you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.